Our gospel reading for Christmas Day is from John's Gospel, John 1 through 14. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things came into being through him, and without him not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of all people. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness did not overcome it. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light. The true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of God, who were born not of blood, or the will of the flesh, or of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and lived among us, and we have seen his glory, the glory as of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth. May the Lord bless you this Christmas Day. I'm glad to be here with you, not in person, but online with you on Christmas Day. And I spent a lot of time preparing for this, thinking about Christmas miracles. And I have to be honest, I think there's kind of a racket on Christmas miracles these days. I think a lot of people have made a lot of money off of Christmas miracles. The Hallmark station alone has made, I don't know how much money on Christmas miracles, but we seem to sell this image of Christmas being the time for miracles to happen. And in one sense, it's really fulfilling. Some of the stories that you read, whether it's a book or whether it's a Christmas program on TV or whether it's a movie, you get involved in these stories of Christmas miracles. And some of them are so moving and so touching that we just love them and we get wrapped up into them. And then there's some true Christmas miracles out there. Many of us have read stories that are true stories, some of which, are gathered into books like, I'm sure there's a Chicken Soup for the Soul of Christmas miracles. It might not be called that, but there is a collection out there of Christmas miracle stories. My only concern is that every time we focus on those Christmas miracles, we tend to want our Christmases to be just like those miraculous Christmases. So sometimes you hear all these wonderful stories of these great things happening at Christmas time, and the result is you have a major letdown on your own Christmas Day because the miraculous healing that you were praying for didn't happen, or the money that you really needed for something, your heating bill or your rent or whatever it is that you needed, didn't come through. Or the person that you've not been able to find any commonality with, the person that you haven't been able to connect with for years, whether it's a family member or a friend, they didn't suddenly forgive you and get in touch with you on Christmas Day. So a lot of times all the hype about Christmas miracles simply results in us kind of feeling let down on Christmas Day. And don't get me wrong, if you actually have had a Christmas miracle in your own life, just know that you are blessed. Thank God for it. And go ahead and share it with others because it does give them hope. It is helpful for people to hear those Christmas miracles. or if you ever have the opportunity to make a Christmas miracle for somebody else, grab it by, grab the bull by the horns and make that Christmas miracle happen for somebody. That is a wonderful gift. And if it happens in your lifetime, that is perfect and it is great, and enjoy it. But I don't want you to spend so much time looking for a Christmas miracle in your own personal life that you miss the Christmas miracle. That's what we were reading about in John's Gospel. The Christmas miracle is exactly that God came to the earth and dwelt among us. That there is a light in the darkness. That the holy, that which is so other than us, came wrapped in flesh, lived among us, dwelt with us, lived right along beside humans. That's the miracle that Christmas is about. And my fear is the more stories of Christmas miracles we read, and the more elaborate the stories get, and the more exciting the stories get, the more we miss the real miracle of Christmas, and we don't take it seriously. And I want you to ponder the real Christmas miracle, not just today, but for many Christmases to come. I want you to spend some time today thinking, what does it mean that God, the Almighty Creator of the universe, the all-powerful, the omnipotent, the omniscient, the one that's all-powerful and all-knowing, came to earth to live among us? That God, our very Creator, knows what it's like to be a human, knows what it's like to have the pains that we have, knows what it's like to have the daily stress that we have, knows what it's like to have fears and hopes and dreams, joys and devastating moments. And that Christ not only came to live among us, but died for us. And then I want you to realize that Christ is still with you each and every day. The whole point of Christmas is to remember that God is with us. God is Emmanuel, God among us. Remember that this Christmas day. Ponder what that miracle means. And know that it might not mean that the things that you have wished for and hoped for and prayed for, they might not happen. Not exactly the way you want them to anyway. But throughout everything in your life, you are never going to be alone. Christ is with you. And that's an amazing miracle, that the one who created you is with you. And even though Jesus is obviously still not walking around among us, when Christ died, we were sent the gift of the Holy Spirit. So God is still with us each and every day. Open your eyes to the miracle of God's presence. Rejoice in that. Hold on to that. And know that God is with you when you have times of joy and celebration. So if this Christmas brings you great joy and great contentment and peace, God is right there celebrating with you. But on the other hand, if this Christmas is bringing you stress or worry or mourning or loss, Christ is right there with you as well. Enjoy that miracle, because that miracle is for all of creation, not just for a few special people who get a Christmas miracle, because everyone has the miracle of God being